I kind of want to start with a question that I've been engaged with my students lately. We're doing this course called Tech Media Democracy at Queens College, and we were kind of reliving the old Walter Lippmann, John Dewey debate about journalism. It was weird. So I'll tell you the story if you don't know it. Okay.
Yeah.
So Walter Lippmann was a progressive in the early 1900s, super intellectual, smart, progressive dude who got called by Woodrow Wilson after Woodrow Wilson was president. So Woodrow Wilson ran for president on a peace platform. We're not going to get involved in any war overseas. And then realized, oh, shit, we kind of have to get into World War I. This is really just a fucked up situation, and it's going to fuck us up if we don't go. We got to go. We have to go. And so he hired Walter Lippmann to say, dude, can you put together something? We're going to start this thing called the Creel Commission, and will you convince the Americans who just voted for me on a peace platform to support our intervention in World War I? And Walter Lippmann's like, I'll try. So he does the Creel Commission, and then it takes like a matter of hours, basically. In a few weeks, they do all their little PR, public opinion. He's the guy who invented kind of public relations and public opinion, and he manufactured consent very easily for World War I. So easily, in fact, that he had one of those kind of crying on the bathroom floor moments where he's like,
I am become death, the shatterer of worlds.
Yes, and if people could be convinced this easily to totally change their minds, does democracy even work? Right? And he ended up writing this essay in a book called Public Opinion, where he argued that instead of having democracy, what we should have is a council of experts that sit in a building near the White House. They'll tell the president and politicians what to do, and the president and the Congress will agree to whatever the experts have told them, or they'll evaluate it. And if they agree to it, hire public relations people to manufacture public consent for whatever it is. Democracy is dead. People are just too fucking stupid and pliable and manipulable to do it. And then John Dewey, who was up at Columbia Teachers College, another great, sweet, progressive guy, an education guy, said, no, that's not true. If people had the right education and the right journalism, they can be informed enough to make the appropriate decisions. And that was before anything. And Walter Lippmann's argument was, I'm paid to understand what's going on in the world. This is my job, and I'm overwhelmed. How could a regular person who has a regular job possibly do it? This doesn't work. We can't really. We can create the illusion of voting, but this doesn't really work. Now, 100 years later, things are that much worse. It's that much harder to figure anything out. I'm as smart as anybody. I'm totally confused. So what I'm wondering is, do you think that America, and maybe the world, but let's just take America for now, is kind of capable of informing themselves through journalism?
Yes. I do. And I think that partly it's because we don't have to master every issue. There are more issues today than there ever have been, but most people don't have to master them, right? There are certainly very good arguments now that we should have a parliamentary system or that a two-party system is bad, all of these kinds of things. But having a two-party system does make the choice pretty clear, right? People don't have to master all the things. They just have to somehow figure out which of these two parties might be better at things generally.
Right.
And that doesn't feel like a super high bar at the moment to me.
Right.
Right. And I do think, and I'm very encouraged by a few things. One is first of all, I'm going to say a heresy here, which is I think that generally people have not been very well served by journalism since well before Trump.
Right.
And so I do not mourn over much regarding sort of the downfall of corporate media because I never had it on a pedestal.